And we're live. We're live. We're live. That's it.
Speak for yourself.
Indeed.
That's
how easy it is.
I am semi-conscious.
No, you're not. Stop lying.
I mean, you have a semi. Got him.
I mean, definitely possible.
Stop livin'? Can you say that?
I mean, it's a kinder way of saying something else.
Whoa, what the?
Like, you definitely...
Echo. Where's my echo?
Probably in Discord. If you're only hearing it with me talking.
Time, you're going to get an echo because you get it to live.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. This is the content you all come here to listen. Just me going blah, 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 blah.
This is the technical difficulties that we had at the Gathering Madness, which we're about to talk about. So, I mean, accurate situations are accurate.
The thing is, we can't go like any length of time if we ever have unplugged.
I found out what was happening. We're good. Okay.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. That's why, this is why we need to get like our own travel mixer instead of having you unplug yours. Because if you ever have to unplug yours, shit's fuck you the next week.
No, what it was is I posted the link
on
on the Patreon, and it was playing in the background, and I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, that's actually even more humorous if we're being completely honest.
I'm getting an echo, but it's like delayed by like 5 to 8 seconds, almost if it's like on YouTube. Crazy.
What?
What?
That's crazy, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, welcome to another exciting episode of the Black Tower Podcast, a Wheel of Time podcast. I am one of your wonderful hosts, Daniel. I am your Amin Khan Mihail, your once a belt holder, always a belt holder Mihail. And
he's just holding on to it.
We are back.
Loving it. I am also a Mihail of the Black Tower. I am a Mihail of the Sorovan variety, however. And my name is Josh. And yeah, you know how I do things.
We do. We do know.
My name's Andrew. I don't know what in the Mihail I'm doing here. I just wandered in.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm your bye, John Mihail. Not because I say bye to John, whoever that is. I don't say
hi, John.
Yeah, my only job here is to say bye to what up. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah. Like, bye, man.
And we're going to hit the intro right now. Okay, I finally got all that.
Aw, yes.
There it is. There it
Is the belt already gone? The belt will never be gone. The belt is not slotted to ship out until late November 2024, actually. So that it will technically be given before the next season, but not too soon.
Yes, the belt is definitely not already gone. I will get that to Wolf Brother well before the start of season 3. But it will live with me for a little while longer because that shit.
Because you don't want to give it up, and I don't blame you.
I am never going to give it up. Never going to let it down.
Let it down.
Never going to run around and desert it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So speaking of the belt, all of your Mihails were actually at an event this weekend called The Gathering Madness, which is the annual podcast birthday party for the Black Tower podcast. It was incredibly fun. there were a surprising number of people there, and we lost the Wheel of Time Fantasy League for the TV show, and that's all you need to know. And there's the episode. Have a nice night, everybody.
Yeah, right? We're not bitter about it or anything.
No, it was incredibly fun. Thank you very, very much to everyone who came out and participated. We do actually have a thing that we have to resolve from the Gathering Madness that we haven't talked about yet, but we'll get to that later. But Josh, Andrew, how did you guys feel? What's up with you?
One of the good things about coming in second to last place means that next year, for season 3's fantasy draft, we're going to be higher in the pick order by default.
You mean in the snake draft?
I don't think that's how that works, Andrew.
It definitely needs to, because I'm pretty sure we got boned because of our place in the draft this year.
Yeah, that's just the luck of the draw, my guy.
Yeah, which is why if you played this year, there's got to be like a perk to playing year after year.
Agreed.
Well, we're gonna have to consult with Commissioner Smack, who's listening right now and hopefully taking notes.
Yes, I am fairly certain that Smack
this is my
will
vote. The
allow
worse you did
us
this
to
year,
start...
the earlier in the pick draft you get for next year. Which, means that even me advocating for that doesn't even mean we go first, because we come in last by a miracle known as Bane and Chiad finally making it on the screen, and Land finally stopping moping for an entire season and doing something, which is still more than other people. But that's not what this episode's about.
That is not what. I mean, it's a little bit.
Just to come later.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's at least
to come later.
Josh, how do you feel? What's life got for you? I know that you're probably tired as shit because you've been traveling for the last 2 weeks straight. Almost.
It hasn't stopped traveling. Like, today's your first relaxed day, not even including. Well, no,
that is correct. As a matter of fact, hold on. I'm missing something. It's complete. This is how messed up my head is. I'm missing something right now. You guys know what it is, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I also don't have a drink. We're a mess. I'll be right back.
I got mine, but I also disappeared for like 10 minutes of the pre-recording, so
that's fair.
Well, I say pre-recording. We didn't record pre this week. We're all kind of
Yes, it was the pre. We're figuring our shit out instead of the pre-recording.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, for the week prior to the Gathering Madness, Josh was on a vacation trip. And then we did the Gathering Madness, and while Daniel and I went back home to our respective dwellings, Josh had yet another trip to go do stuff, which that one I'm definitely not going to say what it was, because that's somebody else's stuff to spoil.
That's fair.
So basically for the past 2 and almost half weeks, Josh has been nonstop go have fun.
Mm-hmm. Which is awesome, and we're jealous, but also we're slightly more alive than you are as well.
Like, the trips look fun, but I'm not jealous considering how tired you are, and
of the fun, but also like that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, jealous, so look, here's the deal.
The only part, yeah. No.
Here's the deal. Those of you who watch the Threefold Talk are familiar, or even the Dusty Wheel, you're familiar with a little thing called butt rock. And butt rock is something that is very sacred to them. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna put it in here. We're gonna have butt rock in here.
You're gonna put it in the butt?
I'm gonna put it in the butt. What? In the butt. No, just kidding. I'm not going to do that because that would require me loading it up, and I'm too lazy to do that. But I went down to Goblin Valley, which is where butt rock exists, and we did. And Andrew, I know exactly what you want to say when I say Goblin Valley, and I get it. I've said it many times this weekend. I
didn't say a word. I didn't say a thing.
You didn't say it. I know. No, but we went down there. We filmed some fun. We did something because today is Robert Jordan's birthday. He was kind enough to have a birthday in conjunction with today being October the 17th.
I said absolutely nothing about Goblin. Absolutely nothing.
Oh shit. Oh god. I love it. I love it. Yeah, hold on. I lost my train of thought there.
You're welcome.
I love it. Oh, okay. Here's what I was doing. I'm loading.
The throat goat gobbles up all your thoughts.
That's right. It do be like that. Add video clip. Bam, I got it right here. We're doing this thing. It's happening. It'll take a minute to load. But anyway, so got a little video clip to say happy birthday to Robert Jordan. It was great. And then we did a couple of other things. We filmed a couple other things. It's going to be great. It's going to be lots and lots and lots of fun. Before that was Gathering Madness. Before that was Family Vacation. And there's just so much that was happening. So much that was going on. And it just... whew, it's been go to the point where I even forgot to load up the episode this week. So it's late. My bad. You want to see this video? You're going to love it. Here we go. Ready? Bam.
Happy birthday to Robert Jordan, the creator, Tyshar Rigney.
May you always find water and shade.
Shared some water with friendly aiel roof mistress.
What'd you bring her?
Water.
She was sharing water in celebration of Robert Jordan's birthday. You definitely got to go to Threefold Talk and check out their 100th episode. We're going to have some more video footage. It's great. But let's go to the Gathering Madness, because that's what this episode's about. We're talking madness. We're talking gathered. We're talking all the insanity. It was great. Let's start with Friday night. Friday night, we went to the Geek Tavern, Gaming Tavern, and played board games like all night.
Basically.
That was great. I think I got a picture of the board games. Is this the board games?
We have several.
Bam. There's us playing board games.
That is villainous for anyone who...
That is the absolute least flattering angle you could possibly have taken a picture of.
Hey, I didn't take the picture.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Well,
Yes.
That was
I
kind of
remember
a
seeing you
mean thing
posted
of me
on
to do.
Discord and being like, I look like a fucking double wide.
I'm very
The
sorry.
shirt's mostly white and most trailers are white. Yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It's good motivation for my actually using my little home gym. So it's not entirely.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Jesus Christ. As I drink beer.
I'm very sorry. I'm trying to find other gaming images, but I can't find other gaming images.
There are a couple.
I know we got more in there. Someone find another game. Oh, here's another one.
There you
Bam.
go.
Look at that. Better angle. And you got nice kissy face. He who
was
comes with
me.
the wine took a selfie on this one.
That was me. Oh, wait, no, I hadn't been thwarted yet. I thought that was right after Daniel screwed me in Villainous, but it wasn't.
Nope.
Because I don't see Hercules up there yet. Now I can't watch the Hercules anymore without being like, the guy fucking screwed me.
Yeah, well.
It's awesome. It was great. Let's see, what else do we play? I brought Pente, Pente, Dominated. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I dominated at Pente all night long, undefeated.
Yeah,
It
to
is
be
the
fair,
closest.
undefeated. Is that what you just said?
Yes, undefeated.
Hellcat beat you in like her first game, buddy.
Yeah, that was a practice round that didn't count.
Yeah. Like, cool.
How convenient.
Also,
Yeah.
nobody else.
We were teaching
played.
her how to play the game. Of course, she won.
Ah, yes, okay.
But that is
Somebody
the
also
most.
was a little rough around the edges and forgot our hot sauce, so he sent the Avon Mahale out to go get it, and then was disappointed with the quality of hot sauce.
Oh, you know,
Stay.
it is what
Oh,
it
no.
is.
I think Josh was all right with it. I wasn't disappointed. Like it was still good. I will say, I think the one honestly that had like the least amount of flavor was probably the Nine Tails chakra sauce.
Which is the one that went home with you.
Oh yeah, simply because
Well, I mean,
of the novelty of it being a Naruto themed hot sauce.
It was still good for the reference. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
that's the only reason I liked it. The rest of them, honestly, had really good flavor.
And if we're being completely honest, that is what I like out of a hot sauce. And so the humor of me being nauseous that morning / afternoon and not actually being able to participate with all of these like interesting hot sauces that I was like, I think I might like these. Like,
I can't imagine why you would be nauseous. You know, it's not like we stayed up until 3, 4 o'clock, whatever it was, the night before
yeah, it was
drinking.
pretty bad.
So we
the
went
saddest part is
into-
I didn't even
looking
really
for it.
feel like I was nauseous from drinking. Like it felt like I don't know, like I might have eaten something the day before or something or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. We made it through, and that's what matters.
Oh, I'm trying to find the fucking picture. I know I uploaded it. There it is. Ha!
Yeah, there you go.
That was
That was
Friday
a
night.
night fire pit that did not actually stay on at
Bro.
all.
It was on like she
you
set like
serious?
30-minute pull timer, but it felt like it was like a 10-minute pull timer. Like
Well-
we go
Oh,
turn it
damn.
all the way on, come back, chat for a while, which definitely blew the time by, so it very well could have been 30 minutes. But it felt like it only stayed on for like 10 minutes. And then there was that
Well,
one
and I was
like we kept
I
turning
was
it on
also
and
gonna
back
say
on.
it clearly ran out of juice at some point because she came out and put it on like that 30-minute timer, and then it clearly lasted for like 10 minutes. And then we were like, hey, it went out again, and she came out and like tried to turn it on again, and it just didn't stay on, like it wouldn't turn on at all. And she was like, yeah, that's not working. And we were like, damn it. But
I
it
think-
did
I
also
think
get
what
us
she
to
was
go to
doing
bed
was,
to
like,
a certain degree.
Kicking you out.
No, like legitimately, she did the same thing. We tried it a few times. Like it was absolutely a situation where everybody was doing the same thing she had done before, and it was not working. Like I don't know what happened, but it was absolutely not, like its fuel was gone or whatever the situation was, because it was, everybody was intelligent enough to be doing what they were doing, and none of it was working.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because I mean, you want to talk about like getting kicked out of somewhere. This is like after the first noise complaint. And I
Oh,
believe
God.
like someone from the hotel even mentioned like, you know, about the lobby patio, or somebody was walking by the lobby and they were like, hey, you know, there's a nice outside
What-
patio or something. Almost
Yeah,
like it was
somebody
being
went
like,
down to talk to the front desk about something
yeah, and it was
unrelated.
like, yeah, it was like, hey, we don't want to rain on your parade because, you know, we're not assholes. But, you know, there is a nice outside patio where nobody can complain really about the noise as much.
Yep. And so we
it
went
also
out
helped
there
that like
instead, and
half
then,
of the
yeah.
crowd melted away when we went down to the patio.
That is also true.
It was pretty late though, so
It was, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was actually kind of cool because like we were in
The
in a
Hyatt
hotel room.
Provo Pleasant
did
Grove.
get the Hyatt home,
it was pretty
and
pleasant.
It was.
see a
It
grove
was
there.
actually really nice. That I would not go back just for the hotel, but like it was a pretty great hotel.
It was really good. The pricing was really good. The staff
Yep.
was actually really accommodating. Like
Really
even
were.
when they were like, hey, you guys are being loud. You need to close it down. Like they were still like, hey, we got a noise complaint. You guys
Yep.
turn it. Like they weren't real mean about it. And
No.
I've spoken with them since, and they said that the event was really, really nice. They were really, really happy with us. They were really happy to accommodate us. Oh yeah, this was one of the. You guys can already see how that was going right there.
Yeah.
So good. It was so much fun. And it was
one thing I
literally
do
like
love about it is if you look towards the back, right below the handle for the microwave, there's my nice bottle of Ardbeg
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that by myself, at least a third of the bottle was gone that night,
Oh yeah.
and it went down nice and peaty.
At least it didn't come back up.
Yeah,
true.
well, it definitely comes up very not nice and peaty.
Sometimes. Yeah, that's what happens. So Friday night was game night. We played games at the gaming tavern. They were super awesome. We all got new mugs, new tankards. Andrew, I believe you're drinking out of yours.
I am.
That's
yeah,
a good one.
I actually have one that's older, and I didn't get a leather thing for it because I have way too many of these and not enough place to store them. So I elected to not to.
I love the I don't drink tea.
Yeah, the Mjolnir there.
Perfect. Yeah, I know you're upset. It's Mjolnir, not Gungnir.
I'm not upset that it's Mjolnir. I just wish
No,
that
you're
they,
upset.
also had Gungnir.
I can tell.
Yeah.
This was CouchCon going strong.
Yep.
We're getting it started off. Yeah, so we like to support our local businesses. So it was good times. We all hung out there. They had mead, but it was non-alcoholic mead, unfortunately.
That is true, yes. Also, honestly,
but
there were a few other really good places. You guys went to Dirty Bird for Friday lunch, which was which
correct.
sounded pretty good.
No, we had
My
one
partner and I actually went over to the Coconut Island, and they had really, really, really good chicken at the.
Nope, that's not the one I'm looking for.
Yep,
That's not the one I'm looking for.
What?
Did it not upload? Where the fuck is it?
it's all good. The Coconut Island was actually also really good. They had super awesome chicken, like it was cooked almost to perfection. That we then ended up eating until like days later. Also, Andrew got Blaze Pizza the last day, which was nice. Oh yes, and the Tam's cream puffs at the mall.
Right.
There was the Tam's cream puffs, which there is a picture of in the drive.
There's the Dirty Bird.
There's
picture.
Dirty Bird.
There's the
Dirty Bird.
And here's Tam creaming his butt.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently, after after the
Yep.
after
Here's
the final.
Here's
after
a live
Tarman
picture
Gaiden.
of all of us eating Tam's cream puffs.
You son of a bitch.
This is why we can't have nice things.
We were walking around the mall, and apparently after Tarman Gaiden, Tam decided to open a cream puff store.
No, it was pre.
Uno approved.
That's actually what he was doing in Alien, which is why so many of those
Captain of the
alieners
cream puffs.
look like Tam. He was just walking around handing out cream puffs.
Yeah, just boop.
You have a cream puff. You have a cream
You
puff.
have a cream.
Everybody gets a cream puff.
Yeah, so for anybody who's in the Provo area, definitely go down to Geeking Gaming Tavern and Tam's cream puffs. They were actually pretty good. Like they were really
they were
delicious.
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
So there was the apple. What was it? Apple cider mead? No, honey apple mead.
Yeah, it was like honey apple or something like
Which
that.
is
It was good.
Which is basically just like honey apple soda because it was non-alcoholic, but it still tasted good.
Mm-hmm.
And they had snacks there, and they were real cool. They were like, "Yeah, just go get yourself some food." So we were able to go out to like the food court, get some food, bring it in, play board games all night. It was a good time. Some people peeled off and went and saw. If you guys are familiar with Alyssa from One Power Ballads, we did have a group of people peel off and go watch her play, which
Into the
is a picture right there. And you'll notice a few familiar faces in that beautiful group of people.
Mm-hmm.
They had an amazing time watching Into the Woods.
Yes.
And our very own Alyssa Powers is the witch, so she's got a lead role. So if you're in the area, you should also come see that.
Just go back to Tam creaming his puffs.
Oh, good lord!
They were pretty good until about half of us in attendance got it because when men touch it, we make it.
Fuck.
Which is a little bit humorous because the only person who actually had any issues with it was the roof mistress. Yeah, exactly that one. Yep. Thank you for that.
Yeah. It did absolutely detonate.
All over her face and arms.
But it did not get in your eyes or ears.
That is true.
Or ears.
That's
because you were
not cream puffs.
You were absolutely protected from spoilers.
Yeah. Which is fitting because as soon as I can find it, we were joined by Twitch was there.
Hey,
Twitch and Amis Farstrider.
Amis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch is fitting for that reference because he and his cohort are responsible for
that particular spoiler warning.
Well, that's true.
One of our most wonderful spoiler warnings.
The Gleeman's Apprentice.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
So,
shout out to
I'm literally having to look over into our Google Drive to look at the pictures, find the name, and then go through the names in StreamYard because the thumbnails are just way too small.
Yep.
Which is probably also why my face is like super whitewashed right now.
But so we had a lot of fun. Was there anything? What else happened on Friday?
I mean,
I feel like there was another thing.
Well, there were things that were absolutely devoured.
That is by Barbie. Yes, that was the first night that the Barbie jacket came out.
That is true.
Would make appearances for the whole rest of the time. We also had a meeting with the people from Evermore on Friday and got our Evermore T-shirts.
We did.
That's true. Okay,
and
so at 1 o'clock
was like absolutely fucking not when they showed us over to the room with the
the tavern, the Crooked Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
So we
should have grabbed a picture of that.
Nope.
Oh, we
shouldn't have. Nope, that absolutely should never be recorded.
You think we were professional content creators? But we did have. It was very exciting. We went over to Evermore Park. We did have Black Tower private event. We had a sign. We're official and shit. It was great.
I love how they're resourceful enough to use paper to write our name on, and just tape it to the sign that had the chalk writing live event.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just not resourcefulness you see every day.
It's true. It is true. But Evermore Park did. So they brought us in and they were like, hey, let's show you the Crooked Lantern Tavern, which is where we were supposed to have our event. And then they said, here it is. Check it out. And it was
Florida ceiling fucking dolls.
horrifying. Horrifying.
Floor
It
to
best
ceiling dolls.
not
the
just
best
dolls,
part
creepy
is we
dolls.
walk in, and I make the joke to Josh, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna take like 3 ghosts home with me. And then the people there proceed to tell us that at least one of the dolls is reported to be haunted, that most people that work at the park have reported some experience near or around the doll. And they point to the one that Daniel and I are conveniently standing right by.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I'm figuring that the
honestly,
thing I just saw move in your room is not a doll, but in fact your partner. Because I just saw something by your closet door that there was a shadow or something there, and then it moved, and I am assuming it is not the doll. That was apt timing.
We definitely planned that 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to find a picture of it, and I may still.
Well, so
Oh,
interestingly,
God.
okay, so just as an FYI to anyone who wasn't able to go to the Gathering Madness at Evermore Park, but might be interested later or, you know, whatever. Evermore Park is a basically like pleasure fair that is sort of out of time. It's more medieval than anything else, but it also clearly goes a little Renaissance. It goes a little industrial because there is like a train that goes around the park. There are a few other things, and so it's as I said, it's very out of time. There are different factions in the park that you can get quests from, which are like the pirates and the monster hunters and the knights and a few different other things. And so again, it's very much sort of fluctuating as far as time. But in October, where I was going with this to a certain degree, is that it turns into a Halloween themed thing as well, where half the park or most of the park, whatever you want to call it, is very much still like that dragons and knights and pirates and things like that. And it's still mostly themed that way. Like you can do archery and throwing knives and get a drink at the tavern and things like that. But at the same time, there's an entire section of the park that is just a haunt. And it's basically just like a haunted experience.
So jump warning for you, Daniel. Jump warning or scare warning or whatever you want to take it as. 'Cause I'm about to show a picture. This isn't the tavern. This is what they did last year. But I'm going to show the picture, and you'll see how many are there. Multiply it by at least 3, and that is a small portion of the tavern.
Oh, yeah, this is not an
That's
accurate
mild.
representation.
No, this is not an accurate representation. But again, as it gives you a small glimpse into
Like I
what
said,
the fuck we walked into.
There was
multiply the number of dolls you see there by 3 in that same space,
Mhm.
and that's like a corner of the tavern. This
Yeah.
is the closest thing I could find, and it's somebody like going through Evermore last year on YouTube.
Yeah.
there were so many dolls. Like, okay, so you guys saw the video that I posted or on Evermore, or not on Evermore, on TikTok. And then there was a video I posted here.
I saw you post up on Evermore. You're fine.
And we went into the Crooked Lantern, and it was a big open tavern. Like, Master Alver could be sipping apple brandy by the fireplace, and like it was a big open room. Super cool, super amazing.
Big is
And-
still a strong word for the Crooked Lantern at any time. But yeah, no, it was definitely sizable enough that we would have been able to do our event there without.
All
you know,
things are
without an issue.
relative.
I agreed.
Anyway, the thing is to
Hold on,
come
I can-
into this place and then be
We
like,
can show that video actually as soon as it uploads.
I was about to say,
I'm
We can
just
show
waiting
them what
for
it did look like, and then walk in and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's literally covered with dolls.
Yeah, here you go.
Covered with dolls."
And you can selectively unmute yourselves, because I forgot that it would automatically mute us. Yeah, this is what the tavern looked like before decoration. Every open space, every flat surface you see, every hangable surface that there could be a decoration on, was covered with dolls and marionettes.
Yes, dolls, everywhere. There was not
Some of the
any
barrel
room.
tables were like removed or something.
Yeah, there was no room to set anything up in here. Like, I couldn't have set up a webcam and a laptop and a microphone. Like, could not have done that.
That's what we were going into thinking of. And instead it was just
I don't know. Go tell these guys this is their room and see how they react.
like saying that there were multiple hundreds of dolls is by no stretch an exaggeration.
Yeah. Also,
There were
again,
at
I
least
want you to
$300.
I want you to imagine that route. That was actually a relatively good, movie for showing you just how much extra space there was even around like the different bars or the different sides of the bar and whatnot. And at some point on Saturday when we were actually at our
there
event,
when we saw it.
one of the coordinators who was helping us, shout out to Wendy, went to go and get us some tankards that are like the Evermore tankers. And she could not get to the bar because there were so many dolls.
To get the plain ones
got
she
us,
wanted
the glass drinking mugs that say Evermore on them instead, which were
the
great. And
Oktoberfest merch mugs
thank
they had.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But at the same time, like, she could not get around the bar. That is how many dolls were in this godforsaken place.
We cannot exactly convey to you with the English, Arabic, or Chinese language how many dolls there were.
Yep, accurate statement.
I mean, we probably could if we actually counted, but it was a lot.
It was
And
so yeah. So we walk in there and they're like,
yeah.
We walk in there. They're like, so we set this up, and we know you guys paid for this space, but we'll see. Well, you know what? We'll just take you there, see if you still want it. If you still want it, that's fine. And they take us there, and we're all going, no, we do not want this
before
space.
they're like, yeah, we'll see. It's a little crowded, but it'll be fine. And I'm like, how bad can it be? Like, how much space do they
How bad can it be?
Okay, so now
they single-handedly propped up the economy of marionettes and dolls with that one room.
Dude, it's... Oh, and then again, the haunted doll. An actual haunted... They have an actual Chucky in this room.
Guys,
and they're like...
Guys.
You want this room?
I hate to admit it. An actual haunted doll. Every doll in that godforsaken place. Every single one. All of them. Yeah. So
we'll see. Have you had weird stuff happen since you got home? I have.
I just experienced one. No. Yeah. No. So I do want to sort of throw out there that when we first started going ahead and talking to Evermore, we were talking to someone who was a little bit more administrative. And sort of less day-to-day as far as the park is concerned. And that's totally fine. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm certainly not going to say names. All of that's fine. But I will admit that when we started talking to them, I don't know if they really realized the extent to which they do certain things in the park during certain times. Because when we got there, the people who we did talk to, who were definitely more day-to-day people, and, that person who was more admin had even been changed out. We were no longer talking with them. We had a new contact, like all of that different stuff. They did, when we walked in, they were like, look, you guys booked this space. We are still going to show it to you because technically that is the space that you have booked. I don't think that the person you originally started talking to and actually made this agreement with had any notion of what this place looks like during October. So we have a solution afterwards, maybe, we'll see, but we are going to show you what you technically have already paid for. And so respect to the people on the ground who were like, I'm sorry, you let them book what now? Like,
You got dang did what now? God
and so
damn
again,
it, Dale,
not to
I'm
throw
gonna kick your
anybody under the
ass.
bus, not to make anybody sound incompetent, anything along those lines. There was a lot of moving parts. There were a lot of things that were happening. We totally understand sort of that things occur. And the people that we did work with were incredibly nice and were absolutely like, so technically this other place that's actually way more expensive than what you guys paid for is actually available, and we want to show you that and see whether it works for you. And it was honestly, now having been reminded of the video in the Crooked Tavern, if the Crooked Tavern had looked like that, it might have actually been a better space, or at least on par with the more expensive space, because it is really nice looking. It's absolutely decorated amazingly, and like it feels very cozy and wonderful. And so it would have been an amazing spot to be. But again, fill it with dolls, and now it's now fucking trash. But instead, we went over to what
you beat me to
Vander's
it.
Keep.
You bastard.
We were in there instead, and it is very large and very awesome. Again, still decorated pretty well. It's just large enough that it's a little harder to like actually hunker down into any specific place and do whatever. And so we actually started up by the bar and then moved over to a table on the side. It was a lot of fun. It actually worked out super well. It had enough space for the surprising number of people who joined us, and it ended up being awesome. But we'll get into that for talking about Saturday. I
just realized what is going on with my face. I don't know.
That's you being insane.
With my tiny little leather AirPod pouch that I forgot I had the entire weekend.
It's a pretty sweet AirPod pouch.
I love Wine's like happy expression and rigid pose.
I'm just happy to be here.
I was ordered to be happy, and happy I am.
And then I love that the Watt Cake Lady and I both went with the like hair in the face.
Mm.
I love it.
I mean, I also went with the hair in my face. Mine's just not as long.
Yeah, I can hold on. Yeah, I can see that.
See.
You got a couple of little.
Speaking of Watt Cake Lady,
house.
how incredible were these?
Oh my gosh. Seriously. So back in the we were planning this, and the Watt Cake Lady jumped up in our Discord and was like, I'm gonna be there. And someone was like, are you bringing cake? And she was like, I'll bring something. And shout out to the Watt Cake Lady, because my god, those cookies were freaking delicious.
Also, I just want to throw
maybe
out there
that are only listening to this in audio, because I just thought about this. Sorry, guys.
We're showing a lot of
you
pictures.
can either come and check out the YouTube video. You can trust, or you can trust that we're going to describe things. Like I just showed a picture of a big box of cookies.
Some of them are the ancient symbol of the Aes Sedai.
Yes. And the others are like wax seal stamped envelopes.
Yes. Awesome.
Or you can head on over to blacktowerpod.com and scroll down and look at the pictures from the Gathering Madness 2023, which they will be up probably within the next week or two from when we're recording right now. Soonish. Also, here's the easy hack to that. If you go to the website and don't see them, give it like 2 days and check again, and then rinse, lather, and repeat that process until you see the pictures of it.
You can also sprinkle in a comment in our Discord or a comment on one of our YouTube videos,
lather, repeat
about Josh not updating the website.
The lather part would be the Discord comments, I guess.
Indeed, yes. Also, want to throw out there, if you are sitting in your house right now, recovering from the gathering madness, and you are just trying to get through the day, and you're like, I don't even have energy to go to blacktowerpod.com and look at these photos and do things like that, or send us a Discord message or whatever, then you know what you should go ahead and get?
Oh God.
A nice tub of Dubby at dubbygg.gg. It's a great place. They actually have some really awesome flavors for energy powder. It is basically jitterless, non-crash energy powder that you can mix with mostly water, but I mean, you can kind of get creative with it if you want. Most liquids will work, I am sure.
So wild and the crazy guys.
Indeed. So go ahead and do that. Also, I want to throw out there, shout out to
with
Cake
Dubby,
Lady.
With W before that, save yourself 10% on anything that's not already discounted by using code BTP. That is Bravo Tango Papa, or
Indeed,
phonetically Black Tower Podcast. BTP to get 10% off, or use the link in the show notes or description below to get your, again, 10% off of your total order over at Dubby. It also lets them know that we sent you, and they're like, huh, we didn't send those weirdos a discount code for no reason.
That's true.
Facts.
Also, just a shout out to What Cake Lady. I know that she is known for that because that was an epic fucking cake that happened at Jordan Con, and she is an excellent baker and an excellent cook. But I also want to throw out there, she is also super awesome at cosplay.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day was a cosplay on point, as was Hellcat. Her cosplays were on point. Also, you know, a handful of other people who had some really great cosplays. Our everyone photo from the day that we went to Evermore was fantastic. So keep up the good work, everybody. Indeed, keep up the good work, everybody. Your guys are doing the creators' work. We'll get our cosplays up to snuff someday, I promise.
I think I know why I didn't.
I know. Josh already is. Josh already is. He made a amazing Ashaman coat. I will get mine up to that snuff, and then we will elevate the bar.
I'm just gonna keep doing like a freaking Ashaman cape, which, to be fair, I did get a nice compliment on the Ashaman patches that I had some on the cape.
Yes.
Because also like they work better for a cape.
Yes.
And here's the group picture, by the way.
Yes, indeed. Now you don't actually see on there. Oh, nope, you do. Never mind. We're good.
It's not super detailed. Like, I don't know what's going on with the resolution on how it looks here versus like how it actually looks as a picture. Because I can open the picture from my drive and it looks crisp. I put it up here and it looks like kind of washed out. But.
I do want to throw out here one thing that we actually discovered sort of over the weekend. The Aes Sedai ring, which is the legacy Aes Sedai ring, which is not the one that they're using for Amazon, is actually back in stock on Badali Jewelry. They also have a few different other things that are sort of from the show, which they have been allowed to go ahead and make either as legacy products or as show products that the show is not, or that Amazon is not necessarily interested in merchandising. So if you have not gotten a chance, pop over and check out Badali Jewelry. They actually do really good work, and they were sort of some of the original merchandise makers from the series. And so we definitely want to give them a little love.
Right now, it looks like they have the original Aes Sedai ring in both silver and gold. They also have Maureen's Casera as a headpiece, a necklace, and a set of earrings.
Indeed.
It does look incredibly
We just
dope.
got a question of, do they have the Ashman pins? Not at this moment. I am going to guess that they are working very closely with Amazon to make sure that they don't break any laws to get sued and things like that, as well as Amazon is working with them to figure out what things make sense to allow them to put out and what doesn't. I cannot guarantee a timeline, but I would actually feel very strongly that as soon as we see the Ashaman in the show, the likelihood that either Amazon or Badali Jewelry, or both, if we're being completely honest, start making those pins again is very, very high, especially given sort of what's going on as far as merchandise. Anyway, but that's not what
Which, by the
came
way,
here to hear.
Amazon Prime, the Horn of Valir boxes that you were kind enough to send us, and many others were incredible. But in the future season, when the Ashaman are revealed, I would absolutely be perfectly fine with getting just a set of pins.
That's fair.
So,
Also, I do want to throw out
preferably
there,
the ones that a certain dragon hands to a certain not dragon. I'll take his because he throws them away anyway.
Because he's a dipshit and doesn't want
I'll take them. I appreciate gifts.
Also,
I want to
especially from Daddy Dragon Reborn
to my house to hand them over. That'd be fine.
It was very funny. It was very, very funny. Third age Ashaman get given 2 pins that are very sort of specific and very much the same ones. Fourth age Ashaman we have talked about, and I decided to go ahead and go out and sort of get different dragon and sword pins, and I actually handed Josh and Andrew theirs if they ever want to use them as well. You're more than welcome to. You're also more than welcome to ignore them. You will not hurt my feelings any way, shape, or form. But I want to throw out
ignore them at all.
But. My vest that I was wearing on Saturday, we were running around the park at some point, and this was the dragon that I chose that I got off of Etsy. Yeah, there we go.
See it in that one.
You can't see the vest,
pin,
but
you can't see the pin.
You see the pin.
There you go. There's the vest.
On my
sword.
right, yes, on my right collar, I was wearing this dragon pin, and then we started running around and doing like archery and whatnot, and all of the people at the at Evermore, partially to signify that they were actually employees, were wearing that exact same pin. So I probably could have walked into a number of different places that said employees only and just pointed at my pin and like kept going. I did not ruin anything for Evermore. I did not get us in trouble, but I could have.
Yeah. And then Leia wanted to remind us about the special guests that dropped by. If you can't see them,
we had a special guest?
No, not that one. This one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to throw in the belt there for a second?
There you go. I mean, I'll get there for a second, but everybody remembers how much he loves Josh's beard. Everybody forgot. I mean, Josh did get the first, but
it wasn't that he loved my beard though. Hold on. It wasn't just that he loved my beard. He had full facial contact
of the beard. In fact,
he was like
both of you. Oh,
there
with
was
both
a point
of you.
where we both turned the innkeeper into a beard Oreo.
Yes, that is true. I was there.
We should have had a picture of that.
I agree with you.
The stream is up there and it can be
they might not be able to actually hear us on stream, because of technical difficulties that we had constantly throughout the day.
I think this was after. I think.
No, it was. I'm making the joke about technical.
So maybe you can hear the gentle rustle of an innkeeper enjoying the beard of 2 Ashaman.
Indeed.
I am also currently.
Shout out to both of you. Andrew, thank you very much for getting the equipment that we used this year. We didn't quite know how to use it right off the bat, and we had a couple of issues. But that being said, Andrew, thank you so much for going ahead and getting that. It made I
have to pass that thanks off to the patrons for enabling that.
Sorry, that is correct. Yes. Thank you very much, all of our patrons, for helping us go ahead and get equipment that was pretty awesome this year. We actually had wireless mics, which made so many things so much easier. So thank you very, very, very much. Andrew, thank you for picking those out and purchasing them. And then Josh, thank you for bringing the soundboard that we used with it that made the whole thing possible. You guys are all amazing. And the Aman Khan Mahale, who did very little as far as all of that is concerned, salutes you.
We who did nothing salute you.
Well, I used them, and therefore I salute you
You-
for getting them so that I could use them.
Perfect. Perfect. No, the new there was, so bringing up Matt Hatch showing up, we're going to talk about going into Saturday
You
morning.
don't know who that is.
where-
As you're looking at your screen, the bottom right of the picture, the guy sitting down.
Yes.
You may not know him because surely you've never seen him on anything like the Dusty Wheel. But
Right. No, he's
that's the
kind of
infant
he's
of
a
that.
niche. He's a bit
He's a
of
new and
niche.
upcoming content creator. You know?
I mean,
And he
I love
came
how
to us-
both of those are accurate statements, and yet also like the Dusty Wheel has not actually been on that long. We've literally been on longer than the Dusty Wheel. But again, I mean, it's Matt Hatch and he's awesome. But like, I love that technically both of you are right, even though both of you are being funny at the same time.
I mean,
No, I mean,
I
think it's
think-
safe to say he's much more well established.
I don't think
Like-
we can say
Well,
that he's
again, much
upcoming.
more
We can say he's
well
He's,
newer,
established.
but I
he's
don't think we
in
can say
Theoryland
upcoming
for
anymore.
literal decades.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, is that Matt Hatch, as far as Theoryland, is way longer, but Dusty Wheel is still up and coming. Great, awesome. Also, to call him niche is to call us niche as well, which we also admit. Like, again, I just think all of these statements are accurate, even though they're also sarcastic.
There,
Uh,
but
uh.
I don't know that an Aes Sedai could say them. How about that? Not like
Oh,
that
I
anyway.
absolutely think the Aes Sedai could say them.
So I didn't realize it. Like throwing Black Tower back in here.
Yeah.
Apparently, this picture got a really funny comment in the Discord.
Oh, yes.
Because you can't see my left leg, nor can you see Daniel's right leg. So it just kind of looks like I have like some super wide stance.
Power stance.
Power stance.
Which I'm not the amount of length I would have to have in legs to pull that off.
Indeed.
You can do it.
Jesus.
We believe in you.
You can do it. We can.
But you can see the dragon patch really well right there. It actually came out pretty good
Yeah,
in
you
the
can.
picture.
Facts. That is a fact. No, so we started out Saturday morning. We had in Vander's Keep, which is the bigger location.
Mhm.
It is also the actual tavern.
Yes.
The Crooked
There's
Lantern
an
was
actual
a
bar.
bar. The Vander's Keep is an actual tavern. They used to serve food there. They don't since COVID, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
They
I would
also
say
had,
that the
there was
Crooked
also
Lantern looks more like a tavern, while Vander's Keep looks more like an inn.
yes,
Sure.
like a
Yeah.
inn.
Like it had a nice
common
big
room.
Like
common
a
room,
common
nice
room.
and big
Yeah.
for
Yes.
food, drink, performance. Because they had
Well, and there was
a,
actually a circus there in Vander's Keep
Yeah.
that night.
they had a wedding there the night before.
Correct.
Um,
on that Friday when we were
yeah.
technically there for the event. We weren't
Yeah,
at
so we're
Vander's Keep
we're
yet.
talking about what we're going to be doing, getting everything ready, what's available, what's not, all that kind of stuff. And they're like, "Yeah, ignore us rushing around. We're preparing for a wedding," and we're like, "Yeah, as you do.
Yeah,
like
you're fine,
by all
yeah.
means,
As you
we're
do.
not here to get in your
As
way.
you
We're
do.
here just to make sure we're good for tomorrow."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vander's Keep was amazing. It was large, it was in charge. It had some really awesome light coming in through one side. It had the bar on
The
the
carpets
other.
did
It
match the
had
drapes.
the carpet did match the drapes. That is correct. If they had any carpets, but there was
If
no
they
carpet.
had. Well, the carpet was there.
Take
in
that
spirit.
for however you want to talk about it. And
Ew.
then we actually did a couple of the fantasy league recap for episode 8 and the season overall, as well as the Taste the Taint challenge and whatnot. We actually had over sort of on the side underneath the Evermore sign on one side of the room. They actually had an aerial setup for an aerialist for the circus that night set up in the room. It was pretty dope.
That makes more sense. The entire time I thought it was like an area list for the wedding.
Mm,
Because that was there when we went and looked at it before the
correct.
wedding.
It does seem
Maybe it
like
was
it's
both.
hard to get in and out, so I doubt that they were actually using it for the wedding, but I don't know. Maybe they chose Vander's Keep specifically because they were like, you have an aerialist trick. We're going to use that for our wedding.
That's going to be for our wedding now.
So we had the intro and Bander's Keep, which was really, really cool.
Right in front
Then
of the
we
bar, which
did
is epic.
we did our panel. We did our first
We had our first panel
Mhm.
talking about
Shout out
the
to
TV
our
show.
panelists. Thank you very much. You guys were all awesome and gave us a little bit of a break during the day, which was very helpful. Doing events like that takes a lot out of you.
The first panel was a discussion on did season 2 up its game or up the show's game from season 1. And on that panel, we were blessed to have Kathy from Dragonmount, Andral, the Bard of Time, Jim or Father from Fantasy for the Ages, and Joe from Talk Around Riyadh. So that was
My
fantastic.
father will hear about this.
Please go check out all of them on YouTube and Twitter. I know Jim and Joe are on podcasts. Go and check them out. And Kathy does a ton of stuff for Dragonmount all over the place. So definitely go and show them some love.
All over the place.
If their links aren't in that live stream description, they should be at some point in the very near future for us to go back and edit. Because in true normal, super planned and ready and everything's set up well
it will be in the YouTube description when this is live.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We definitely had all of these set up way early in advance and definitely didn't set them up like the night before or anything like that. But definitely go and check them out. And if you can't
and
find
if
them,
you believe that,
you can find
do
them
I
elsewhere.
have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn?
I got oceanfront property in Arizona.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got
but they were fantastic because we also
in the Blight.
Yeah, because we also didn't. The one thing we have done in the past couple of years,
One
is
of
we've
us
been pretty
is
good
lying.
about like requesting people for panels if we're going to do panels early on. And this year, it was about a week prior that we started asking, and all of these lovely folks, many others also did answer our request, but they couldn't make it for vacation or married of other reasons. But these folks were kind enough not only to respond but to be able to make it, and took up this hour of time, which let us go and grab some things we needed to grab, move, set up, and just take a bit of a break to that day, hang out with everybody that was there in person for an hour before we moved on to our live episode recording, which actually wound up being our 5th annual Taste the Taint challenge.
Annual Taste the Taint challenge, yes.
Mixed with a bit of a AMA.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
Ask an Ashaman. Hashtag Ask an Ashaman. Which, by the way, is a hashtag you can continue to utilize.
Well, if we do AMA, it's Ask My Ashaman.
Yeah, I was gonna say AMA is Ask My Ashaman.
AAA is insurance.
that is for you people on our social medias. You go in and you put hashtag Team Soravan Mahale, if you're correct, Team Bijan Mahale, or Team
more correct,
Amin Khan Mahale, if you're basic, and then you just tell which Gar you belong to. It no shame.
Yeah. Though we understand not everybody's prepared for battle, so you can't do the Bijan Gar. We get it. You can stay in the back with everybody else.
Also, we have pumpkin spice lattes, so
No shit! You son of a bitch!
You called me basic. You started it. You called me basic.
You're right.
What's funny is until this year, I riffed so hard on the pumpkin spice bullshit, and I just happened to get pumpkin spice creamer for my coffee. And
it's fucking delicious, isn't it?
I've been loving
Dude,
it. I've been loving
There's
it.
a reason that it's so popular. Like anybody who's actually down on the pumpkin spice just doesn't like. Again, if you actually
there's
don't
a lot
like
of stuff
pumpkin
that's
spice
popular
taste,
that I don't want
that's
any part of.
fine. I mean, okay, that's fair.
Like sucking dick is pretty popular. I don't want any part of doing that myself. Like,
Sure.
Let's
go
that's
with
what you
that.
enjoy. Go for it. But
So we did the Taste the Taint challenge,
I don't know
which, by
why
the
that
way,
was my
all
example.
of these,
I don't know why that
all
was
of
your
these
example
panels,
either, but I respect it.
Leave
all
me
of
alone,
these
Daniel.
panels-
I'm lonely.
all these. Oh my God. Okay, I do need to go back because I just saw Reese comment, and she's not wrong. And especially being as
there
that
you go.
Let it be known.
Reese from North Harbor podcast is the one who doles out
The
those
tug.
specific ribbons.
When you give
The
it to him
tug.
and he asks, "Why do I get this?" Please just show him like a picture of the Gathering Madness.
There you go.
So we did that. We did our annual Taste the Taint challenge. It was great. It was awesome. Once again, we got some chicken from Slim Chickens. It was delicious.
Indeed, which was
Good.
actually
Everybody
really
there.
good chicken.
You got some of their sides too, which I did try a little bit of their sides, and it was pretty
Oh,
good too.
super good. They were great.
Yeah, dude, their potato
Um,
salad was on point. Their mac and cheese was not the greatest mac and cheese I've ever had, but like
Also
definitely
far
better
from
than
the
something
worst
like
I've ever had.
KFC or anything like that.
Dude, look, mac and cheese is one of those things that there are.
The worst sex is still better than no sex at all.
I mean, okay.
Almost. I've had some pretty bad mac and cheese.
I was waiting for him to go with I've had some pretty bad sex.
Anyway,
I've had some pretty bad sex too, but I've had mac and cheese that was worse.
every sex I have.
Look,
is
I've only
bad
ever had to
sex.
fake an
Hey.
orgasm once. I've had to fake liking mac and cheese many times.
Well, you're also from the South, so let's be honest.
That's
I mean,
true. I'm a little biased.
you're not
Oh,
allowed to
yeah.
not
Okay,
like mac
so
and
before
cheese,
this gets-
right?
That's true.
Oh my God! Yes, Reese. Yes. Hand him the ribbon. The Mahales send their regards.
Oh. Should get a special one for him where each side of the ribbon next to Beard Tugger, it just has like the side profile of two dudes with beards.
Yeah,
You guys can
that's
do
a
that.
lot of effort.
You can
but
make
I
that
love
happen.
It
Anyway,
is a lot of
okay.
effort. Is it extra? Yes. Would it be worth it? Absolutely.
After the Taste the Taint challenge, which went really well, we didn't have any super painful sauces this year, but damn
Says
if
Josh,
I didn't
the person who was dying.
feel a little bit of pain towards the end. It was great. We did have our second virtual panel.
Correct.
And yes, as Leia's pointed out, it was from slimchickens.com.
Slim Chickens.
Yes.
Which
Thank you
when we not
for
Slim
being
Chickens,
our
completely
link,
different place.
Mahale.
Completely different place. Let me find the picture again to illustrate the point I was going to make as we're talking about chicken, and it reminded me when we went to Dirty Bird.
Oh, that's right.
We met a Wheel of Time
Oh
fan.
yeah.
One of the fantastic servers that was there, who normally was not because they are from corporate, happened to be there on that
Or at
Friday
least
when
that's
we
what
went
they
around.
said.
Or at least that's what they said. And
Yeah, no,
turned
I'm
out that
totally
they
from
love the books.
corporate. I'm like not usually at this location, but like today, I'm just totally here.
Loved the
I've never
books.
said that line ever.
And we're absolutely invited to everything. I don't think that they were able to make it because they were already pretty stacked.
They were
for
not.
the weekend,
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
they were
she
invited.
had-
and,
yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Which would not be the last time we met Wheel of Time fans in the wild after Friday.
Correct. Well, honestly,
Continuing with Saturday.
and one of the coolest things is like honestly, I know that we actually did meet a couple of Wheel of Time fans for the Gathering Madness. But
Yeah,
I
those
swear
weirdos all happen to be in
there's
the same
at
hotel as us.
least
Crazy.
there's at least one that we meet every single time we go to an event, because I remember also meeting one at WattCon and also meeting one at JordanCon. So like I think we just need to have more conventions, because then we'll actually be able to spread the word of our dragon and savior.
There you go.
Randolph.
Comment and like below if you
met
want
a Watt fan at
5
WattCon.
If you want 6
Outrageous.
Black Tower podcast events a year.
6? I was thinking 365.
Every day is a Black Tower podcast day. Boom! Bitches. Wait, what? No,
I mean, I
it
think
was
maybe
super
not
cool.
Black Star podcast. but-
we kept our taste of taint tradition. Other than challenging people, we didn't challenge anybody.
We did not. We
Taste the
didn't
Taint.
challenge anyone.
True. Fuck.
So
we fucked up, guys. We fucked.
You know
We
what?
did.
I'm gonna do it right now. I challenge
How about we each pick
Matt
one?
Hatch of the Dusty Wheel. I challenge you, Matt Hatch, to taste the taint.
But that's
All right, so that's Josh's one. And Daniel, you lagged out. You made a comment. That's something.
true. We did not.
false.
We did not challenge anybody.
Okay.
That's fucked up. We should maybe challenge someone or just be okay with not.
Well, do you have anybody you want to challenge? Because Josh already challenged Matt Hatch.
I done already.
Matt Hatch. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's. You know what? I would like to go ahead and challenge. I don't think we've actually technically challenged either of these people. I would like to see a puppet eat some hot sauce and some chicken. So
The way of the leaf.
Ryan specifically, because I'm fairly certain I've had more time with Brother Dan, and I feel like he would actually like hot chicken way more. So Ryan, you done been challenged.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Okay.
All right, Andrew,
I'm
hit it.
I'm gonna return a little bit of pain from last year. I'm gonna challenge Jim, the father from Fantasy.
Oh
There
shit!
we go.
Jim,
And,
father, fantasy for the ages.
If you want a recommendation, Jim, on what I think would equate to the amount of pain you brought to us last year with the
It's
Four
not possible.
Kings, the Four Kings,
It's
and
not possible.
Four Kings and the what crown?
Broken Crown? I don't fucking
Four
know.
Kings and the
I
Broken
don't
Crown. I
know.
think either way, both in terms of flavor and pain, Da Bomb is my recommendation.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Which is not to
Wow.
say that your drink tastes like shit, but your drink was very strong, and Da Bomb
Yes,
drink-
it was.
is very strong.
It was very
So-
strong.
After
I was
our
there.
second,
Can confirm.
Can
So when this
confirm.
goes live, we'll have to tag those folks and be like, "Hey,
yes, we will. We'll make sure we
you'll
Yeah,
have
tag it.
been challenged."
I'm gonna actually take notes.
You have
right
challenge. Thank you very much.
And for those of you that don't remember or haven't heard it in a long time, when we challenge people to the Taste the Taint challenge, we understand not everybody can do hot, not everybody can
Sure.
do sour. All that we ask is to do something that is at least relatively extreme in terms of taste, flavor, something like that.
Fuck it. Do
and
something that's
taste
hella
the
sweet. Do it.
Yeah.
Make
if
your
you wanna make it
dentist
super
hate us.
sour, super sweet, super hot, super gross, even whatever floats your boat. Because
actually,
your
Androl-
stomach and your toilet are who have to live with it after.
Yeah, I was gonna say Androl though. Like none of the sardines from Sweden. That's not.
Oh,
that doesn't
the
The
count.
surstrumming. I
Yeah, it doesn't count.
live
You
in
guys love
terror.
that shit. You guys love
live in
that shit, and it's not fair.
Well, that's like at
I live in
WatCon.
terror.
Nils brought the jerkified, like almost like
Oh,
jerky
yeah.
heart. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate the fact that I got to try a new flavor, but it's not for me.
Yeah,
I live in
That was
terror
so
of the day
salty.
that someone sends us a tin of surstrumming for the Gathering Madness Taste the Taint
So
challenge.
Why
I'm
did
currently
you just
glad
say
that all
that
of our
out loud?
envelopes for stickers have my old address that I will never get mailed.
Well, and if you're Andrew, you won't send the stuff to Josh's address either.
Shut up. It's true. It's true. True.
Oh man! And the only person who has my address is Smack, so you know there's that.
Yeah, but I can send stuff to people that would definitely give you shit for me sending them stuff.
That's true.
Oh God.
Wine says, "Say no more, fam."
Yep.
Wine,
See,
I can-
why'd you say
I
it
can
out
also
loud?
send
You
you
spoke
shit,
it into
all right?
existence.
Oh
man.
So we had Taste the Taint. We had our second panel.
Nope.
Then the most,
Nope,
probably
before
the
the
most.
second panel.
No. Other way
Oh, you
around.
hit the second panel.
So we had Taste the Taint, and then we rolled right into
the Wheel
The What
of
Fantasy?
Time Fantasy League. And we
That
lost.
we did.
I
But
mean, we didn't lose the
in
most,
terms of points,
but we did lost.
in terms of where we were to the points we gained.
Oh,
I
yeah, we
think
did really
we definitely won most from the back comeback for the league.
Hit it from the back.
Like, we shot over the back of the head and we hit like the wall on the other side of the bedroom. Comeback.
Oh, like
Whoa.
like Uno?
Whoa.
Just in the
Over
back of
the
the head?
not through the throat. More lobbing shot,
Whoa!
archery style, less Hancock deleted scene.
Because your head is going up his ass.
The back of your head is ridiculous.
Yep. The back of your head is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Who was in panel number 2, Andrew?
Panel 2. So this was where the panel topic was Wheel of Time changes, love it or hate it, changes from the book to TV for season 2. And for this panel, we had Beth Doman.
Changes.
Yeah. We had Beth Doman. We had Sarah or Celtic Mist from Watt Series. We had Winespring from Wheel and Chill. We had Rob from Weekly Wheel News. And we had Jim from Way of the Heron. They were kind enough to do a panel for us from 4 to 5 talking about that.
It was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Though that's not really fair because the whole weekend was fun, if we're being
I
mean,
mean,
well,
yes.
But yes.
But they had
They
the
had good
unique
conversation, though.
requirement of being fun and entertaining without the presence of the Black Tower podcast. And they nailed it in both panels.
Which is sometimes very difficult.
And also to say
Is it
that,
though?
all of you that listen to the Black Tower podcast, y'all showed up and showed them a good, decent amount of love and appreciation for the panels.
That's true.
And they
Thank you
did
for
an
that.
incredible job. And we cannot thank y'all enough because you doing these panels let us kind of take a break from being on live stream to the world in some way, shape, or form and do other stuff and get set up for other stuff.
Including
specifically
for the second panel, we were moving from Vander's Keep and getting all of our shit together so that we could then go do archery.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So we did have to pack up all of our stuff and move it. So that was a ton of fun. So we did that until 5. And then again, the folks over at Evermore were incredibly kind and worked with us incredibly well because for the next hour, all of us that were there in person got to do some archery.
Some
and
Two
we were able
Rivers
to shoot.
snipering.
Yep.
It was a Two Rivers longbow competition, which we brought back.
From the Gathering Madness 2020.
Right,
that's
so
right.
The
Before
Gathering Madness 2020?
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah.
No, 2020.
Oh,
yeah, 2020.
Yep.
We got
2020.
some beautiful pictures here.
What you can see there in the center portion of this shot right here, the individual with the bow drawn all the way back, won, but also was still on review by the board for doping because I noticed a couple of his little drink vials on his belt were a little bit lower than they were when he arrived. I'm gonna call it doping there to the poison checker Mahale.
So we do have his name is Eamon. He's my brother. He's the new poison checker Mahale. And they pulled it back and let it go, and he was the Two Rivers sniper this year.
Mr. Aimbot with a bow and arrow.
And he's also like I said, he's the new poison checker Mahale.
He did a relatively good job of making sure that none of us died from stuff in our drinks.
None of it, and I will say, no one died of poison this year, so he did a good job. After the archery competition, after the Two Rivers competition, it was free time for people to go about the park and do things, and we had all kinds of imagery to show people what was going on. We have a large pumpkin statue attacking people. We had
The
Daniel.
Omicron got to meet the dragon.
Omicron got to meet a dragon, a real dragon. It was a real dragon.
I
He got to
mean,
scratch
it
under his
wasn't the
chin.
real dragon. The real dragon
Not
is
the
Randy
dragon,
a
a dragon.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then
I don't know. It looks
Penny.
looks a bit like a banner to me. Sorry, not this
Penny,
episode.
as the cake lady, got to get a selfie with the dragon.
Yes. In fact, I think
There's a
if
lot
I'm
of-
being completely honest and fair, the Watt Cake Lady is the reason that there is a picture of Daniel meeting the dragon. I think she took
Well, oh, okay. Well, there's Jackie, Giant
Also
Eve
meeting the
in our Discord.
See.
No, and like Daniel was saying earlier, there were a number of you can talk to anyone in the park, get a quest from them.
Well,
do
anyone
all
with
kinds
an
of things.
amulet.
Basically, imagine a D&D board, but in real life. You can go do things. You have to investigate things. You have to get pictures of things. You have to. There's just a lot of really fun stuff. There's bow and arrow. There's knife throwing. There was even a combat ring where you could jump in
true.
and compete in
And beat
combat.
the shit out of children.
Just don't fucking cry when they gang up and beat the shit out of you.
Hey, man.
I agree with wine too. The market was pretty cool.
Yes.
They had a bunch of really neat handmade things. They had glass quills with ink reservoirs. In
That
one
was
place,
basically
there was
an
another
artisan
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. You had places that were also selling like leather bound journals and leather bound gear if you were able to wear it. I thought about wearing a couple of them, but you know the Gathering Madness couldn't handle that level of sex appeal, so I just didn't do it.
Yes, okay.
And also, the market is where we also met somebody who not just was a Wheel of Time fan,
yes,
but as it turns out, as of the week prior, found us, and apparently we had already become a fan of the Black Tower.
Nice.
We heard, we were walking through the park and heard Ashaman kill. And we were like,
yeah.
Who said that?
We
Luckily,
all kind
no
of
one
looked
died.
around and were like,
Luckily, no one died.
We all hit the ground and then went, wait, what?
Yeah. It's almost on reflex. We almost like started hurling fireballs and meat grinding.
I almost rolling ring of earth and fire.
That is the response that you are intended to have when you hear Ashaman kill.
I almost pop, lock, and dropped it, but
pop it, lock it, drop it.
Skirt.
But incredibly kind person who we found out had found the podcast the week prior and had planned on coming to Evermore that night with friends, partially in the hope of running into some of us hanging out there for the Gathering Madness. So
amazing.
Glad that you were able to run in a couple of us. I know Josh threw him a wristband, and I luckily had the big hand-sized stickers with me.
Nice.
Thanks to that new pouch from We Geek Together that I absolutely love and wish it was more acceptable to wear with my clothing at work. But it would probably be considered unprofessional.
You can do it.
No.
Unprofessional is such a strong word.
I mean, it is. If they only knew how I actually talked in the office, they would fire me immediately. But yeah, no, it was a ton of fun.
Sunday rewatch party.
I would say if you do go to Evermore and you want food at the main tavern, be prepared for a long line.
Yes,
it's a long line to get into the park. If you haven't already pre-purchased your stuff and have a scannable QR code, having the scannable QR code does make it a lot faster. Just scan it and go in.
Much faster.
Once you get in, if you want regular food like cheeseburgers and that kind of stuff, long line. If you want shorter lines, at least from our experience when we were there, and still good food, If you go there when they have the grilled cheese or the grilled ham and cheese and the tomato basil soup, that's what you want to go for. That shit was fucking delicious.
So then,
we'll leave it at that.
after walking around the park, enjoying a little bit of that, went back to the hotel, had more drinks, and we did something very important.
Yes, we did.
What did we do?
Our what
Besides-
tails.
They held up a finger. By the way, there's a kind of decent look at the Evermore t-shirts. Kind
That
of.
is true.
That's a good point there. Yes,
Yeah,
there's
exactly what you
Tree.
can see Josh doing right next to the picture is what we did there. Poured some more
Accurate
drinks.
statements are accurate.
Saucing myself up.
Oh yeah. All the sauce.
Lubing yourself up.
Providing the mental lubrication necessary.
No, that's not one of them. That's what I mean about the thumbnails being really small, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm clicking actually.
It's all good.
I'm just clicking what looks like it might be relevant. That's kind of what it looked like.
That was
It's
from
a
the
different
first
night.
day, but yeah,
Yeah, it looked similar to that, but different.
it did.
But also similar.
There was also a Disney sing-along at some point. That also happened that Saturday night. So there you go.
Yeah, actually, I think we only have like those two pictures from the night. I think we only have these two.
Yes, well, I'm not actually terribly
So,
surprised. People
We
were
do need
tired
to
and
discuss
sloshed.
at
There
this
is a
moment.
TikTok video of one of the drinks.
There is a TikTok.
Correct. We do need to discuss in this moment who we think the winner is, though.
Yep, that is
We
correct. And I know that I'm outvoted.
What
I
was
mean-
your selection?
There is still
mine
open
was-
room for debate and discussion.
That is true, but based on the seeming reaction to them, I really, really enjoyed the A Cup of Tea by Megan Pryor. It was a little interesting as well because we didn't even actually go ahead and drink it correctly because unfortunately the person who sent it did forget to or did misunderstand something, and so they in the ingredients for their drink they did only put Earl Grey infused gin,
Which we already had to amend because we bought aviation gin and we put an Earl Grey tea bag in it. So
well, and that was how it was
I don't
supposed
know
to
if
be
that's
made. It's
how
just
it's
that we
made,
needed
or-
to go ahead and make it longer. It was supposed to be made 2 days prior, and we made it 1.5 days prior.
But it was
so again,
still
it was pretty close, and
tea.
it was pretty
And-
close.
this is also a fair question. They can't by definition. So
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, Tree or Tree X Hugger, you can find her over on Watchinary. She is one of the team captains. She is a fantastically sweet and lovely person who makes
And she also made a
incredible
fantastically
drinks.
sweet and lovely drink.
Yeah. So we had multiple submissions from a couple participants, and so everybody had to choose one of their submissions to be considered for the contest to keep it
Correct.
fair. And once that was chosen, the previous night, so like Friday night, we had two of Tree's other submissions for the contest that weren't going to be in
Correct.
competition.
Which she
and
said that
they
one
did
of them
not
was
disappoint.
actually a group deal, a conglomeration
Yes,
of people, which is one of the reasons that she decided to not actually use that in the contest. Because she was like, I had the idea and we actually workshopped it a lot, but in the end, it was actually someone else who technically came up with the final recipe.
Yes. So the ones that were chosen for
Yes, the
competition,
ones that
I'm
actually
pulling them
were
up right
part
now.
of the competition were the A Cup of Tea, Elaine's Bath Brew, the
I was going to go through them.
calf something or go for it.
Go through them, Andrew.
So
Go.
the one from Megan P was a cocktail called A Cup of Tea. And this was where we missed the all caps instruction that said Jenn must be prepared at least 2 days prior. But that's on us. They recommend it London dry as well. For 4 Earl Grey tea bags per 750 milliliters for 2 days. Again, we'll be adding these to the next mixology book that we'll see how many people want, and it may actually be printed, or it may just be provided in PDF. We'll see. So basically, you take the Earl Grey infused gin, you put it in a shaker with 3/4 ounce lemon juice. You take 1.5 ounces of the Earl Grey infused gin, 3/4 ounce simple syrup, shake vigorously, and then in a shaker, pour 1.5 ounces of tonic water and mix it with the drink. Everything from the shaker, stir it, serve it. And the inspiration or backstory was brown in color like the brown Aja, potentially Varen's Aja. Well, not potentially, it is Varen's Aja. Then the tea flavor for the chapter, a cup of tea. If you know, you know. So that was Megan's submission. Next, we had Hellcat's submission, which was Mother's Milk in a Cup.
That's right.
Also
Mother's Milk in a Cup.
Yeah, this was also a cocktail consisting of 1 shot each of spiced rum, Dalwhinnie whiskey, and Disaronno velvet cream. Serve it over ice and stir and enjoy. And the backstory is, it looks like milk but packs a punch. It definitely packed a punch.
It packed quite a punch.
I have never tasted a drink that embodied a swear more in my life. And that is not a bad thing.
Four Kings definitely embodied a swear more.
That one made me want to swear.
Yep.
Now,
Same.
I don't have the ingredients or instructions for Tree's submission, which was the Elaine's Bath Brew.
Yes.
Which was like if Elaine was making the brew in a bath. But I know it had...
It's what's left over if you brew Elaine in a bath.
Elaine.
There were many toilet wine jokes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And many toilet water
beer
jokes.
in it.
Or bathtub.
Yeah.
Water
We made
jokes.
a lot of fun of the Belle Delphine inspired variety. But I know there was ginger beer in it. I believe there was vodka in it. Basically, look, if you rewatch the episodes from season 2 where Egwene and Elaine share drinks in Elaine's room, especially if you can never see the drink in good daylight, it looks just like that.
She got the color spot on.
Oh, absolutely spot on. And then the last submission was a last minute submission by
Jim's.
the notorious JIM / father of Fantasy for the Ages.
Jim,
where he went after our hearts in terms of feelings this time, rather than in terms of pure shock and death.
He played to the judge.
He literally looked at my arm and was like, "Oh, he has that tattoo. I'm sure he'll vote for this." He submitted a drink called Ashaman Kill. 1 ounce of blue curacao, 1 ounce of Midori, or any green melon liqueur. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any others. I'm sure there are.
Yeah,
but I've only ever had Midori. 1/2 ounce grenadine, and then 2 ounces of Coca-Cola. Instructions: mix the first 3 ingredients, pour over ice, and then add Coca-Cola and stir. With the story
and it is very black.
Yeah, bright and colorful backgrounds. Do the men of the Black Tower bring to their training, broken down, built together, mixed into something new. They come bubbling out with a dark power like the world hasn't seen for an age. Yet, dare we say, they bring the world hope. Thus, the carbonation. And once you mix all these ingredients together, especially with the Coca-Cola, it is dark.
It is black liquid by the time you get it.
It's black liquid. That's exactly what it is.
It is. But it is also delicious. It is one of those that mixed together, you're just like, there's no alcohol in this. Which is a stark contrast to his last submission.
Right? He took
For
notes
real though.
from last time.
It's like
He
the
took
stark
notes.
opposite. It's like last time he's like, I only want you to taste liquor. And this time it was like, there is no liquor.
Well, I
Look,
loved how,
so-
like, honestly, last time he tried to kill us, and this time he tried to bribe us. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
honestly,
so
this one
here's the
technically
thing.
had like 2 liqueurs in it, not really liquor in it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Indeed.
So,
So
of
my
those-
votes personally would be ranked voting, because that's how we should do things in everywhere, but especially in the Black Tower. I actually liked the
your first vote
cup
better
of
be for
tea.
Mazrim Taim.
Cup of tea. And then I liked the mother's milk in a cup. And then I liked the Ashaman kill. And then there was Elaine's bathtub brew. So I am probably going to get outvoted here, and that is entirely fine. But that is my feelings on the contest. Josh, what say you?
Look, I loved the Ashaman kill. I loved a cup of tea. Look, I loved a cup of tea.
Before
Here's
you give
the
your
thing, my
rankings, I want to
problem
put Daniel's in the chat.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have rankings yet. I'm
So
not
Daniel,
getting
your number
rankings.
1 was
Cup of tea.
cup of tea. Number 2 was mother's milk in a cup.
Correct. Then the Ashaman kill, then Elaine's bathroom or bathtub brew, which is sad because, again, I do want to honorably mention the conglomerative drink that Tree put out the night before, which was the honey cake shot. Was one of the best
apostrophe
drinks
for
I've ever had in
Ashman.
my
Does it go
entire
after
life.
the H or the A? I can't remember.
What?
Is it Ash apostrophe Amon or is it Asha apostrophe Mon?
Asha
Asha.
apostrophe Mon.
Okay, I couldn't remember and I wanted to type it right. So there's Daniel's.
Yeah, it's Yosha apostrophe Mon. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So for me, I will say this. I'm gonna go with Ashaman kill, the bathtub brew, and then the tea. I liked all 3 of them. I did. I liked them all. But the mother's milk in a cup was not up for
Yeah, it was.
competition, right?
That
It
was
was.
the competition drink. That was Hellcat's competition drink.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well then I will say Ashman kill, mother's milk, and then the bathtub brew.
So you're
And
switching
then
2 around.
Your mom is switching 2 around.
So which one
Probably.
did you like more? Mother's milk in a cup or Elaine's bathtub brew?
Mother's milk in a cup.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
So yeah, no, I did switch. I knocked the 4th one down, which would have been a cup of tea.
Oh, you switched 2 and 3. You didn't mention cup of tea the first time.
Yeah, but yeah, so he's not knocking what would have been 3 because he thought there were only 3 down to 4.
Yeah, no, I'm just
It's
making sure that I've got them in
Yeah,
the right
exactly.
order.
Yep.
All right,
You're all set.
there's Josh's. I'm gonna type mine up before I actually say it, so that I'm not
Copy that.
doing that.
Trying to do both things at once. Yeah.
Yeah. Means you gentlemen are more than welcome to talk.
I
No,
will do no such thing, sir.
no, we're absolutely just
stare
gonna
at
let
you
This is the
awkwardly.
silent
silent.
podcast. This is the Andrew types and stares at the corner of his screen podcast.
Yes.
Well, you need to give your rankings now,
Yes.
sir.
No,
Well, no,
he's
I am. I
typing them
literally
up
just
first.
said I was
is
typing
what-
them up
You-
first.
Bro, where are you?
Shush.
Not back from
We can
vacation
say
yet,
it
apparently.
out
We
loud.
were speaking to one of the dark spots in his brain that just was on vacation. Still. It's okay.
Duh.
So here's mine. For number 1, I'm actually going to go with Elaine's bathtub brew. For number
Jesus.
2, I'm going to go with Ashaman kill. I love how the formatting as these looks terrible whenever I do it perfectly well in this
Right.
scenery. 3, mother's milk in a cup, and 4, a cup of tea. I'm going with Elaine's bathtub brew as number 1 because of the story behind it. It does
It's
kind of
super good.
bring in Elaine, the baths, while also connecting it to the show, which I don't think is necessarily an easy feat.
That's
And
true.
it also kind of seems to encompass how Elaine's like, I make this myself. Though I'm sure in the palace that she doesn't make it in like the royal tub. But I also love the idea of Elaine
Well,
just
'cause
chilling
can
by
you
her bathtub
imagine-
making hooch.
Can you fucking imagine more gays walking in to use the
Imagine
bathtub
Lenny.
and being like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Could you imagine
What?
Lenny walking in and looking at the tub?
Bruh, Lenny would be like, she would take a cup, she would try it, and then be like, Elaine, I have a saying for this, also known as "it needs more ginger." Like that's what Lenny would say.
You didn't soak your feet in this long enough to absorb
Oh,
your daughter airness.
Blech.
But no, I loved it because like it felt like it brought in things from the show and the TV show, and it was one of those like when I drank it, like it was immediately like refreshing and almost healthy tasting, which is not something that I would think that I like in terms of drinking. But I really did like it.
Yeah.
All around.
Also, I
Ashman
do want to
Kill-
throw out,
Mhm.
I apologize. I do want to sort of do a thing like that. I actually liked the taste of Mother's Milk in a Cup better than Ashman Kill. I would rather drink more Mother's Milk in a Cup than Ashman Kills. However,
All right,
I
Homelander.
must admit that I would probably actually say that they're on equal footing once you include this story. Because Mother's Milk in a Cup is not a bad story, but I do actually like what Jim did with his, as far as story is concerned, better. So I do just want to throw that out there. So I think I actually know what's probably winning, but
Yeah. Also, something we haven't said yet for everybody, because we only had 3 submissions until earlier in the day of Saturday where we had 4. We made the decision that instead of doing our normal 3 different category winners, we were only going to do 1 overall winner for this year.
correct.
So that might be why, like, we may think one tasted better, one had a better backstory, and they're not getting separate.
Yes, they're
hey,
not
this is
winning
the best for
separate
that.
categories.
So
Yeah.
this is best overall. There will only be 1 award this year. And for
Correct.
me, Elaine's Bath Time Brew did the best
Bath
at
time.
yeah, bathtub brew, bath time brew, bathtub brew, whatever. Drink enough of it, and it's whatever you want.
That's true.
I really like how
You might
I
even
don't
be okay
remember
with
what was in
Nynaeve's death if you drink enough of that.
Yeah, I don't remember what was in it, and we need to get the actual recipe from Tree so we can put it in the mixology book,
We will. Yeah.
as well as the one for all of her other drinks that she made,
Yep.
the 2 others. But this one, I know it had liquors in it that were harsher in taste, that came out very mild. Now, a lot of that is because of the ginger beer, taking a lot of it being very ginger forward. But I like
it was also
how
very citrusy.
that's true. But I think how it meshed the taste with the backstory and felt like it did embody something Elaine would do, won it first for me.
Nice.
Ashaman Kill, as far as like if we went pure flavor, honestly, to me, best tasting. In terms of drinking something and saying, I want to drink more of that. It was very nice. It was very sweet. The backstory was very good. However, this isn't a criticism, but where it falls short of Elaine's bathtub brew is that the ingredients were better oriented to work together with each other on the sweet end. So they were harder to mesh and make work together, like Elaine's bathtub brew were, in my opinion.
Sure, I could see that.
So I'm going to give it that. Mother's Milk in a Cup, again, the best thing I can say for it is still, it makes me think of what a square would taste like. Not bad. It was definitely good. You knew you were drinking. Oh, you knew you were drinking. And it did. It looked just like milk. I never tried this thought, but I still want to. I want to try the recipe with halving all of the other shots and leaving it at a full shot of the Disaronno Velvet Cream, or leaving everything as it is and doubling the Velvet Cream to kind of have a little bit more sweetness to offset the bitterness of the alcohol. And just, I'm curious at how that would taste. And then a cup of tea. It was good. I like the idea. I don't think it's bad. I do like the backstory. It does appeal to the heartstrings from the story. And I don't know how much of me not necessarily really loving the flavor comes from the fact that we didn't prepare the gin 2 days ahead of time. It did have a little over 24 hours to prepare, though.
Yeah, I don't think that was
Or-
necessarily a problem for it.
Yeah. But it just wasn't my favorite. And that's not to say that it was bad at all. I still liked it. It was still good. Still a really good idea, for sure. We also didn't have actual simple syrup. We just had to kind of mix like sugar and water and warm it up.
Tree made it. Tree made.
Oh, she actually did.
simple syrup. Yeah, she made
Oh.
simple syrup.
Well, never mind. Ignore that part.
Yeah. But we're good.
No,
Yeah.
it was still good. Ultimately, though, somebody's got to come in first. Somebody's got to come in last. And
Yeah, give
that's
me
how we rank
1
these.
second to figure out the totals. So if we're doing the sort of ranked choice thing, I'm giving 4 points to each person's number 1, 3 points to each person's number 2, and so on and so forth. Cup of tea ends up with 6 points. Mother's milk ends up with 8
9?
points.
Oh.
8.
yeah.
Ashaman Kill ends up with also 8 points. And Elaine's bathtub ends up with
7.
6. Because it gets 1 point from me, 2 points from
2
Josh,
points from
and
Josh. 4 points from me.
4 points from you.
Yeah,
So
because it's
7.
my first
Yeah,
place.
sorry. You're right. Sorry.
But still, that means 8th
So-
place is a tie between Mother's Milk in a Cup and what? Ashaman Kill.
Ashaman Kill. So that means that we have to decide if you only can vote on those two, Ashaman Kill and Mother's Milk in a Cup. Well, I guess that goes back to sort of the ranked choice. Now it's Ashaman Kill is higher than Mother's Milk in a Cup for 2 people. So Ashaman Kill wins.
No,
God.
yeah,
Yeah, Ashaman Kill wins.
I got you.
Yep.
Which is
So,
funny because before
fucking
we
Jim.
did this, I know Josh and I kind of talked about it very briefly about this was like when we were hanging out Sunday after everything.
Mhm.
Like, hey, did we decide on a winner? Because I left to go grab something to eat real quick and wound up falling asleep on the couch and not coming back.
Bruh, it was hilarious. He was like sitting with us on the couch in the room where we were doing the Wattails, and he goes, I ordered a ghost pepper whopper from Burger King. I'm gonna go downstairs and get it. And as soon as he walked out of the room, I was like, Andrew's not coming back.
Yeah. Like, I was fine, but I was tired. Like I'd been yawning for like the last 2 hours.
No, and honestly, once he
went
told us
down.
the story of what happened, it did actually make more sense. But as soon as Andrew left the room, I was like, Andrew's not coming back. I know this. This is a prophetic statement. Andrew's not coming back. And then Andrew did not come back.
So I went down to the lobby to meet the delivery driver because normally they won't bring it to your room. They did bring it to my room, so I went back to my room, grabbed it, ate it, and for like the couple of minutes that I was laying on the couch letting everything settle, before I went back, I was just like
Gone.
playing on my phone, and then I woke up and it was 2:00 in the morning, and I was
Yep.
like, "Well, shit." So yeah.
Yep.
But I know when Josh and I talked kind of Sunday, we both were like, we feel like Ashaman Kill probably wins.
Probably.
And it's just, of course, interesting to do it like this, rank the 4 competitors 1 through 4, and Ashaman Kill still comes out as a winner.
Yep.
Though I did not expect, honestly, Mother's Milk in a Cup to come in 2nd place.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah,
it
according
was-
to this,
it was
the
good.
order is Ashaman Kill, Mother's Milk in a Cup, Elaine's bathwater, and a cup of tea.
Gotcha.
So there you
So
go.
we'll be adding these to the mixology book along with recipes from last year, and at some point we'll see if there's any interest in getting a printed version of this one, which will include all the recipes we've ever gotten like that, like Josh is holding.
You should.
If I'm being
We
completely
actually
honest-
should do that, and then maybe, I don't know, use it as a giveaway or auction it off.
We can.
Well, I was
will
going to say,
probably order less than we did last time because we ordered 40 last time, and I still have a stack of like 8.
So that should definitely be a giveaway.
well, I was going to say, I think that we should go ahead and do this
That's
as a
including
PDF
leaving
going
like
forward.
3 on a table at Jordan.
I think it would be awesome. Go ahead and let's do a PDF for the future. Especially because, again, as people join the Patreon, then we can send them the PDF. And then if you want it as a printed version, either we can do that for you, or you now have the PDF so you can do it. I certainly know that I have it in my closet right there. I will be getting the PDF printed and then just go ahead and get it added to my book. Or the new PDF pages printed, I should say. And then I'll just add it to my book, which is nice for that sort of like running total. Because I feel like the running total is really fun of like, yeah, sure, here's this year's and here's that year's and here's whatever. My OCD brain is not going to be okay to put it in year. It definitely will need to be in alphabetical. So, there's that. So you'll be able to organize it however you want.
That being said, we still have 9 of the first edition of these that have recipes from the first 2 years of mixology. So if you want one, hit us up, let us know, and we can definitely make sure that we send you one.
Indeed.
And we'll cut you a good deal on it. Whatever that deal is, I don't know.
Indeed. So we did go ahead and do a watch party on Sunday. It was very fun. Josh actually got us the ballroom at the Hyatt, which was pretty awesome. Leia, Roof Mistress, may or may not have brought in
when I do what
furniture from
when you bend over in front of camera.
The couch outside of the ballroom.
Oh my god!
Turned gathering
outside
room
of the
1
ballroom.
into Roof Mistress hold 1.
We did. We went into Purple Rock's hold at some point.
Which
and
I missed.
He
the
who
first
comes
2
with the
hours
wine
of.
helped as well.
He did. He absolutely did.
Missed the first 2 hours because I was like, look, I know my flight doesn't leave until midnight. I'm going to try to get some extra sleep until I have to check out.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down at like midnight or at noon, and I was just like, cozy.
It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of discussions about what the season did right and what the season did wrong. Questions about things that were different from the show to the books. Josh and I almost came to blows over Star Wars. It was a fun time. It was great.
Over Star Wars?
Yes, we almost blew each other over Star Wars. That's what I said. No, it was super awesome and super fun. Definitely, we actually only made it through episode 6 because we had the ballroom from 10 to 6, but for some reason we couldn't make it through the whole season, which actually encourages me in some ways because we didn't
had enough time. We just had to split
10,
off
15,
because of
10, 20, blah blah blah.
Yeah, life happened.
But
anyway,
I guess we did have some extra time. Anyway, it was an amazing weekend. Thank you everybody so much for coming out. I'm going to do my final thoughts on the Gathering Madness. I was so grateful and so humbled by the fact that we actually had like 10 to 15 people that weren't actively the podcast people, as in the 3 of us, show up to this event. It was amazing. I know that when it comes right down to it, probably Evermore was more of a draw than just the 3 of us, but at the same time, it was an amazing weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for coming. I think that this is definitely the kind of thing that we should do again. I don't know whether we'll actually be at Evermore Park again next year, or whether we'll find something equivalent as far as like a pleasure fair or a Renaissance fair or just some other activity or whatever to go to. That's what they're called.
I'm a child, okay? You can't say pleasure fair.
I know, but that's what they're called.
Indubitably a pleasure fair.
But yeah, I think that this is actually super fun, and honestly, being able to go over to the park and use Vander's Keep and then do archery and then spend the night there. Like that, it was all absolutely extra as far as the Gathering Madness is concerned, but in the best possible way. So I look forward to being able to do that again next year, or in future years, because next year we're going to be in Prague because we're all going to be extras as Ashaman on the set of season 4. But whatever.
Course, yes.
But thank you all so much for coming. It was an amazing time. Having people there just made it even that much more cool by levels of pie and things like that. But I had a great time. I am now recovering at home, and it's definitely something to recover from, which are the best kinds of weekends. So thank you all, and it was too fun to not just talk about for the entire next year. Correct.
I will say, having the event at Evermore was just fantastic. Everyone, I think, had fun. I think we have seen a couple things we could do better next time.
Oh,
a couple
absolutely.
things that we did great. And thank you all for another amazing Gathering Madness, and we look forward to hosting the next Gathering Madness for 2024 in
Thank you.
North Carolina, or wherever Andrew is at the time. Probably. Well, the other possibility is Utah again, right?
Possibly. We'll see.
When you get the job at Lockheed Martin.
Oh, no,
that's not happening. But anyway,
all I'm going to say about that is communication is key. Even before you hire somebody, if there are things that are going to delay the hiring process, I don't know. Maybe at least email your fucking applicants and say, "Hey, there's a delay. We'll get to you as soon as we can."
I don't. That's
if that's how you treat people when they're just trying to join your company, I can't imagine how badly you're going to treat me if I do join your company. So,
woof. Accurate statements are accurate. Sorry for bringing that.
And your aircraft get lost in the sky even with no pilot. So there's
ooh, shots fired, or maybe not. I don't know.
Not salty at all. Kiss my ass.
Hey-o!
Hashtag Leidos is a bigger company anyway.
Oh, shit!
More diverse.
That was legitimate
company.
Shade.
What's also legitimate?
Let's get back to Gathering Madness.
It's
Andrew,
also
Gathering Madness.
Let me not shit all over the company that one of us actually works for. Sorry, I actually do still like you guys as a company. You do fantastic work. I do appreciate you. However, earnest recommendation, because I know all of LM's CEOs and board are listening to this.
Oh, 100%.
If there's a delay in hiring, just send an email to the existing applicants. Hey, there's a freeze. We'll get to you. We'll let you know as soon as there's more.
That's weird, yo. I don't think
that is it. But whatever.
Anyway,
Josh, sorry, continue.
I was just saying, Andrew, what are your final thoughts? How did you feel about the Gathering Madness?
This year was fantastic. This was the biggest thing that we planned thus far for one of our celebrations for the anniversary of the podcast. And it was by far the biggest Gathering Madness, I think, by every single metric.
Without a doubt.
Other than Wattail's submissions. As far as individuals that submitted. As far as drinks, it was about the same. But as far as individuals that submitted, I guess we soaked up all of your submissions the last 4 years.
We should probably do something like 2 submissions per person. I hate to do that, but
there are several things that we can learn from that. We'll talk about that later.
We'll see. But we'll work on that, and we'll include it with everything in the future. I will say, for those of you that came to the last Gathering Madness that was in North Carolina, if it does happen in North Carolina again,
you mean the last Gathering Madness that happened in LA?
No, I meant the last Gathering Madness that happened in North Carolina. Did I say last year in North Carolina?
No, you didn't say last year. You said the last one. You said it accurately. I just misheard more than you were saying. So that's on
the
me.
last one that happened in North Carolina. So that was not last year, but the year before. So 2021. If we do the
that was on
Gathering
me.
Madness 2024 in North Carolina, it will not be in Havelock. It will be in a bigger town/city that has more to do.
That's fair.
Simply because there's not a lot to do here. There's not. Yeah. So be ready for that.
Okay.
Be looking forward to that. We'll see what can happen. We'll be talking about that in the coming months. It's not pressing yet. And as soon as we start having details ready, we will start pushing out details to everybody else as per usual. And all the fun stuff like that. But rest assured, we're working on it. If you have any feedback or recommendations for us in regards to the Gathering Madness, feel free to hit us up via email at blacktowerpod@gmail.com, or you can send us messages on Twitter at Tower Podcast, or you can go to blacktowerpod.com and join us in the Discord, and you can open a ticket there where only us and you can see what's going on, or you can just say it outright. Also, I'm thinking of making like a Google form to send out and just post and be like, hey, these are things we thought were cool. These are things we didn't. So that all
we can be like
people
the
that will
Hyatt,
probably respond.
sending out several emails to ask.
I'm glad it's not
how
just
we
me.
did.
I got like 6 emails, and I'm like, my only feedback is stop sending me emails asking me to give
Right.
you
Okay, but for real. Okay, but for real.
like everything
Dude,
else. Honestly, about
the Hyatt was
incredible.
actually a really good hotel. But if
What
they
the
send me
fucking
one more
emails?
email, I may shoot them in the face.
Bruh. In-game.
As a hotel, not as any
In-game.
human being, just as a
Yes.
hotel.
Just say in game. In game. That covers everything on YouTube, especially.
In game, yeah. There you go.
But I'll probably like sometime this week, maybe until I forget about it and actually don't ever do it. Maybe make a thing where it just asks like, hey, very brief stuff. Were you there in person? Did you attend virtually? Did you not attend at all? What
I
were
think you
some
should.
good things? What
I
were
think
some
that
bad
sounds
things?
good.
What do you have any recommendations?
We'll figure
We'll
it
see what happens. If it happens, you'll see it in our Discord. It's not going to be something we tweet out or whatever. So if you're in our Discord and you see it pop up, feel free to respond. Feel free
we're not
also to
gonna
look at that and be like,
X
fuck you
that
guys,
stuff
I'm
out,
not doing
guys.
anything. So, but again, we can't thank you enough to everybody that came out. Again, special thanks to Matt Hatch from Dusty Wheel, who was kind enough to go and pick up the food from Slim Chickens.
That is also
for
true.
the
Thank
Taste
you
of Tea
very
Right.
much.
to volunteer to do that whenever he overheard us talking about who was going to go and get it. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to Hellcat for going and picking up the last bit of grocery style stuff and
Yes.
2 of the liqueurs we needed for the mixology contest. Thank you so much
Very
for doing
accurate,
that, Hellcat.
yeah.
You're awesome. Thank you, Tree, for braving travel all the way from Canada.
Canada
Um,
da da.
That's
Yeah.
a place.
Yeah. Canada.
Weird.
And doing the mixing of all of the drinks for us, knowing that you were putting together drinks in competition with you and not sabotaging them.
That is
says
accurate.
a lot about your character,
Can
which we
confirm.
already knew was outstanding, which is why we agreed to let you mix the drinks, because you're awesome.
Which not
thank you
only
so
does
much.
Tree have the official, not only does Tree have the official shot of the Black Tower, I think she could be the official the innkeeper.
I'm good with it.
I'm
Sorry, it wasn't just Matt. It was Matt and Terry, both Mr. and Mrs.
That
Hatch
is correct.
that went and picked them up.
Matt
Correct.
and Terry.
So apologies to Terry. Thank you to Wine, who definitely kept us entertained, as all Marines do for all of us non-Marines, just watching you exist.
Wine and the new poison checker Mahale. You guys
Thank you for
holding
checking
it
for
down.
poisons and
I didn't
keeping us
actually
safe.
see them chow down on any crayons like the whole time they were there that weekend. That's weird.
It's because they
Very
were tactical
sneaky about it.
crayons. They're made to not be seen by civilians. So Josh and I saw them, but you didn't. Crazy, right? Military grade crayons.
Wait, was that Was that the enhancement that he was having while he was
Yeah, that's
sniping?
why he and Wine both did pretty good at archery, and the rest
Love
of us were
it.
like, eh.
True, both of them
Love
did.
it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you as well to Watt Kike Lady for making those cookies and bringing them out. You definitely didn't have to do that, but we definitely enjoyed them. And I find myself
I still have
wanting
some
more
at
of
my
them
house
right now.
They're fucking amazing.
Yes.
Oh, they are delicious. And thank you to everybody else that came out and entertained us with your antics, enjoyed and all the fun with us, kept us awake, and consistently kept encouraging us that, hey, this was a lot of fun, that you really enjoyed it. Again, with Wine, again, it was his first ever Wheel of Time themed gathering and get together.
Woo!
It's an incredible honor that you chose for us to be your first, because we were not
Always
gentle
remember
and
your
we did
first.
not even spit on entry. So there's that. But we're looking forward to the next one. We're also looking forward to the official start, which kind of this episode is the official start to season 4. It's the unofficial official start. It's not like, no, I'll say next episode is the official start to season 4. This one is still season 5. Or season 4 for year 5.
Season
Before
4, year
season
5.
5 for year 6.
Season 6, year 5, 12, 7, 11. What?
I don't know. We'll figure
Also,
out the numbers
shout out
later
to
on.
We'll do the
the
thing,
roof
and you'll know
mistress
it, and it'll be
who has
awesome.
been-
And we love you, and you love us, and we're the Black Tower Podcast, and we're the Mahales of the Black Tower Podcast. Andrew, say goodnight.
Good night.
Josh, say goodnight. Good night, everybody. We love you. Daniel, say goodnight.
Shout out to the roof mistress who's been the most active in chat and is also listening live literally right now. I've been Daniel, your Amin Khan Mahale. Thank you for coming out tonight. We're so glad that you enjoyed yourself if you went to the Gathering Madness, or so upset that you did not enjoy yourself if you went to the Gathering Madness, depending on how it worked out for you. From all of us here at the Black Tower Podcast, we hope that you are having a wonderful morning. And in case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Always watching, always running the show. In the tower, you can bring your pain. In the tower, you can feel the strain. You've been having so much trouble just fitting